Hey guys, so I am definitely not prepared this time, but this is going to be my week 12 slash week 13 bump date, because I'm officially 13 weeks now as of yesterday. Sorry. But I mean, it's better that I can talk to you once Friday's here and it's Saturday. So I'm sorry that I'm late getting these up. I decided to put these together. There wasn't really enough for one video hardly anyway, or for like 1 week at a time. So it's probably better that it worked out this way. But I didn't do it on purpose. I just was busy last week. And there's a puppy. My kitty's in here. And then today I was just... well, yesterday I was busy pretty much. I was going to do it after we had a worship night last night at our church. I came home and I was tired and I just went to bed. So that happened. I think I actually took a shower and then went to bed. Whatever the case. Anyway, not important. So this is week. I am currently 13 weeks in 1 day. Peppy is rubbing against my stuff. Stop. I'm currently 13 weeks in 1 day. But I will tell you about the last 2 weeks. Stop. This cat. Sorry, if this thing shakes, it's because my cat feels the need to rub against it, and that shakes it. But anyway, last week, leading up to week 12, the only new thing I had, I've still kind of had the, like trying to eat not too much at a time, although I still do it sometimes, like I let myself get full on filling things, but like today I had a thing with like potatoes, eggs, and gravy. It might have been some kind of meat in there. I don't know. And then I had pancakes. I didn't even eat half of the pancakes. I had 3 pancakes. I didn't even eat half of that. But so that's been getting better, but I'm still kind of trying to eat healthy and kind of pay attention to that, unlike I used more than I used to. So there's that. But last week, TMI alert, by the way, although if you're watching this, you're probably prepared for TMI. It's pregnancy updates, and who knows what kind of symptoms you can have. I don't know, it only lasted like 2 or 3 days, so I don't know for sure that it was a pregnancy update, but like I said, TMI. There were a couple days leading up to my 12th week, so like after I become 11 weeks leading up to the 12th week, what I would have put in last week's video. There were 2 to 3 days where I had a few times, maybe 2 times or so, a couple times during the day, where I felt like I suddenly had to go either number 1 or number 2. I wasn't really sure which, but there was something going on down there. I felt like I really had to go to the bathroom. So I would go to the bathroom and I'd sit down, and it would mostly be just gas. Like there wouldn't be any solid stuff and there wouldn't be really any liquid stuff. But there was some gas and a little bit of the in-between stuff, like just splattered in the toilet. So I know that's gross. I tried to avoid UTMI, but yeah, that happened for a couple, like 2 or 3 days. But that was just like leading up to not this past Friday, but last Friday, whatever date that was. Hi, Peppy. So that happened, but I haven't had that since. And then this past week, I didn't really have, I feel like there's something I need to tell you. Oh, I'll tell you the updates on my phone in a minute, but, or like the current size and stuff. But the other thing, it's from this past week, and it was only 1 day and a little bit, maybe a couple other days, but there was 1 day, I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday, that I woke up, and for a little while after I woke up, I just felt like pressure in my like pelvic area. It wasn't cramping, like well, you could maybe call it cramping, but it definitely wasn't pain. Like it didn't hurt at all. It was just like pressure, like I don't know, like it was stretching. I don't know how to describe it, because a lot of times the doctor's like, oh, you're going to feel a little pressure, and then it hurts, whether it's a needle or whatever it is. They tell you it's going to be pressure, and by pressure they mean pain, and it's super dumb. It should just tell you it's going to hurt. that way you're prepared. But anyway, whatever the case, this is actual pressure. It wasn't pain, it didn't hurt at all, it wasn't like any cramping really that I've had. You could probably call it cramping, but it didn't hurt at all. It was just kind of like a pressure feeling, like something was like pushing from the inside. I mean, I know that wasn't the baby pushing. I think it was just my pelvic area stretching because there's a baby in there. And then when it finally did stop, it was kind of itchy, which would make sense. If it stretches, it would be itchy. So that happened one day, and I've had a little bit of, like, maybe like half of that, maybe not even that. Just enough to feel like there's something, like some kind of pressure there. A couple times since then. That didn't last very long. But really, I haven't had very many symptoms. I'm a week away, a little less now, but about a week away from being in my second trimester. So there's that. But I'm sorry. I don't want to sound, I don't want to brag it. I'm not trying to sound like I'm bragging in any way. But I think it's really great that I haven't really had any morning sickness or any time during the day sickness. I haven't had any really cravings yet, I don't think. I've had where I want, not where I want grapes, but like that's the fruit that sounds the best to me. So I got strawberries and grapes this week, but the strawberries weren't the best, and I ate all the grapes already. I just have the strawberries left, half the strawberries. Peppy is licking my arm now. She misses us. We were gone most of the day. But anyway, so I might get, when I go to the store this coming week, it's Saturday now, when I go to the store like Monday or Tuesday, I'm probably just going to get two big things of grapes rather than like 2 different kinds of fruits. So there's that. But I guess you could kind of say there's an aversion, but it counts as an aversion. It's not something that makes me sick to think about or sick to eat. The smell is kind of off-putting, but I can eat it and be okay. It just doesn't sound good at all, which is weird because I like these things a lot. But there's kind of 3 things, 2 main things I guess, but kind of 3 things. One, the first one is pizza. In general, I love pizza. It's like my favorite food, which feels weird for me to say right now because of how it's been, but it's like my favorite food. I could eat it just about every day, usually, but lately I've had pizza since I started feeling the way I feel now, and like I said, it doesn't make me sick or anything, and I can eat it and it still tastes great, but it just, when I think of what I want to eat, pizza just isn't one of the things that sound good. It's like I don't want pizza. That does not sound good right now. I don't want pizza. Like I said, it doesn't make me sick or anything, it just doesn't sound good. And then also coffee. I love coffee. And I've been wanting like cold coffee. Like I had some iced coffee this morning from Perkins, which is where we went for like a brunch. Brett and I, my husband, I had their iced coffee, which was really good. But I've been wanting, like iced coffee sounds good, or like frappuccinos or whatever, which I know I can't have a whole lot of caffeine, but that stuff sounds good. But like an actual cup of hot coffee, which I usually like as long as I have like cream and sugar in it, that does not sound good. Like usually, like before I was pregnant especially, I would look forward to my cup of coffee. I have stuff right there. I hope that wasn't like super noticeable. But anyway, I would always look forward to my cup of coffee in the morning after I had like the kids that I watch, after I got them fed breakfast and stuff. I could sit down, drink my coffee, and relax while I watch them for a little bit before boys lay down and stuff. But lately, just coffee doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound like tempting at all. I don't really want it. I want it, but I don't even make it because it's just like the hot coffee, just like the fact of it being hot. Not that it would be too hot, like for even the temperature, that doesn't bother me, but just like a hot cup of coffee, and it just sounds like hot and thick and filling, and with me like trying to eat lighter things more, it just doesn't sound good. I could drink it, like I said with pizza, I could have it and it wouldn't make me sick or anything like that. It wouldn't be a big deal, and the smell of coffee still smells good, but it doesn't really make me want coffee. Like I'm not really wanting coffee unless it's like iced coffee, which is kind of, at least in my mind, seems lighter and stuff. It doesn't seem as like heavy. And then the third thing is ranch. Although I did have ranch with some carrots earlier this week, which didn't really sound good with the carrots, but I didn't know if I wanted them by themselves. So yeah, the pizza and coffee and ranch, like I said, they don't make me sick. They don't make me like, the smell doesn't necessarily make me like, what, like, feel bad or like nauseous or anything. It's just the thought of eating them just doesn't really appetize me. So I guess that's kind of something. I'm pretty sure that's pregnancy related because I don't know what the other reason would be. But that's really it as far as symptoms and that kind of thing go. I haven't really had a whole lot of symptoms, which is nice. But the things that I usually love, ranch and pizza and coffee, none of that sounds good except for like iced coffee. I should have had this open. So I'm going to tell you, as of this past Friday, some of the things about the baby. Right now, or as of yesterday, yesterday was Friday. As of yesterday, the baby is the size of a Matchbox car. I'm doing like the fun and games part of my app. It's the size of a Matchbox car. And there's kind of the picture of baby. So the baby's lower body is catching up with her head, his or her head. And then another thing it told me, some of the things that I thought were interesting was, where's it at? Well, for one thing, my sex drive is apparently going to be, it often goes up during the second trimester. The baby has fingerprints. The bones are starting to kind of harden. Oh, and it says I might begin to experience more second trimester symptoms like food cravings and aversions, like the pizza thing, but that's kind of been the last couple weeks. Swollen or tender breasts, which I haven't really had super sore breasts since I became pregnant. It's been like, there's a little soreness, like enough to like be different than like the everyday, but not any more sore than like before my period or whatever, or during my period. And then constipation. So I might be looking forward to some. I really want to have cravings. I want to be able to like tell my kids, yeah, I craved this when I was pregnant with you, and I haven't had any cravings yet. I mean, maybe you could say the grapes, but I don't really like constantly want grapes. It's just like if I'm wanting a fruit, then grapes sound really good. But yeah, so there's those things. Increase in sex drive. Yeah. Oh, and then the baby is about 3 inches long. I told you that it was the size of of a Matchbox car, but for reference, it's like 3 inches long, I think now. So there's that. I can show you the hand. The green is how big the hand is now, and the foot, how big the foot is probably around now. But yeah, it tells me every day something. Today it says little Star is developing all of the bodily systems she will need, which is not really very specific. It's just like, this is happening throughout your pregnancy. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm not really going to show you a bump. I don't really have a bump yet. Man, I have stuff all over my whatever food was I picked off my shirt earlier. I'm just finding all over my shirt. But yeah, I have like, maybe my pelvic area might be getting bigger, but my stomach is still just like food stomach rather than baby stomach. It's still squishy and stuff. But that's pretty much it. I really wanted to tell you guys to get this uploaded as soon as I came home from watching Avengers Infinity War with my husband and a couple of his friends. Before even going to the bathroom, I came in here, sat down, and started talking to you so I could get this done, and I want to upload it as soon as possible. It's 6:36 right now as I'm getting ready to close this, and this video will be up as soon as possible, but you won't know until it's up. So, sorry that it's late. I'm sorry that I put two together, but it's probably better that I put two together because it would have been pretty boring otherwise. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. If you're only watching the bump dates, I will see you hopefully next Friday or next Saturday. And yeah, have a good week. Oh, let me know in the comments below where you are in your pregnancy, what kind of symptoms you're having, what kind of symptoms you might have had in the first trimester. Just let me know that below. So.